thank you to Eat This, Not That, the website, for posting the unhealthiest foods on the planet. Let's see how many of these foods we've eaten in the last 48 to 72 hours. So the last 2 to 3 days, okay?
I'm like, are we saying thank you or are we saying shh? We don't really want to know.
It's a sarcastic thank you for me because I know, without even looking at the list, I looked at the first one and I was like, oh, yeah. Like, not only do I eat them, I almost eat them daily. So we'll get to that in a minute. Cake, birthday cake. You had a birthday party this weekend for your brother.
Yep.
Did you eat the cake? It's on the list as the unhealthiest
I had one
food.
bite.
Okay. Well, that counts. Ice cream.
I had ice cream this weekend, too. My kids had it in Covington.
It's on the on the list. Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
You had a donut this weekend? All right, so you're 3 for 3 now. I have not, but this is a big one for us. These are the unhealthiest foods. There's a list of 100. We have the top 10. Microwave popcorn.
Really?
Number 7 on the list.
Really?
Unhealthiest
I thought popcorn
foods.
was like okay for you.
It's
a lot of fiber.
It's got to be the butter. It's got to be like the starch, the salt. I'm sure it's all bad.
Okay.
But it's number 7 on the list out of 100. And Lauren and I go and buy big bags of microwave popcorn because it's an easy snack for everyone to share after the show when we're just hanging out. Fast food burgers is on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Cookies. We had cookies last night.
I don't think we've had cookies this weekend.
I made them. We ate them. Each one of us had 2. It's on the list of the unhealthiest foods.
I have literally eaten everything on the list so far, except for cookies.
That's what I'm saying. But that would be an easy one, too. Just add to your repertoire if you wanted to. French fries on the list.
Of course it's on my list. We have French fries almost every day in my house.
Processed meats like bacon and hot dogs. I had bacon for breakfast when I was in Augusta on Saturday morning at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. I do like hot dogs. Did not have one yet.
I did not have processed meat.
The 48, 72-hour window. White bread.
Nope, didn't have that either.
Yeah, me neither. I like the wheat. Mm. And then number 1, I mean, I do it almost daily. I have it with lunch almost every time I have a sandwich. I have potato chips. Number 1 unhealthiest food on the planet.
Oh, thank you for breaking my heart this morning.
Happy eating, everyone. We were so excited to go visit our friends in Augusta. Our radio station there, HD 98.3, puts on a singles event where friends find love for their friends. Although it wasn't just friends. We had a mom who presented a slideshow up on a big screen, got on the mic like everyone else, and said, "This is my son." Mm-hmm. We had a sister go up there and present for her brother. And
then a lot of best friends.
And a lot of good friends. And at the end of the presentation, for the Friends Find Love bit that we did, they would put either phone numbers or people's social media accounts of the person who's looking for love, and you would just take a screenshot of it. And I saw everybody taking screenshots of a lot of different people. And as we left the event, I noticed a lot of people were talking to each other. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a very successful Friends Find Love event.
Agreed.
With our friends in Augusta on HD 98.3 down there. Ran into some people who enjoy the show, which is good. We've been there for a year. I shocked one woman by telling her that we're not in Augusta.
Right.
I said, we must do such a good job that you don't realize that we're in Charlotte. I said, this is our first time in Augusta. And she was like, what?
Yeah.
My kids and I love War of the Roses. We love DM drama. Can't Beat Lauren. We play it all the time. I said, I got news for you. This is our first time here.
No, you didn't break it.
What?
What did you tell her?
I told her. I said, well, I got news for you. This is our first time here.
Okay.
In Augusta, and it's beautiful. I'm going to go back and tell everyone.
Wait,
what?
You break her heart. Don't break her heart.
No, I
like to be upfront. I do like to be upfront. But, like, I hate bursting somebody's bubble, too.
Well, no, I didn't realize she didn't know.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I wasn't, like, I just told her, and she was shocked. That's not where the fun began, though. The fun began when we checked into our hotel. I went by myself, and like I said, my plan was to go meet with the radio station down there, talk to the sales team, get an update. Our ratings are really good. They're really happy about us down there. And then Lauren was coming later with of course, not alone.
No.
The full crew.
I had the full crew in tow. My husband was out of town, so I figured, and I did tell our program director this, but I was like, I can make this work. Because at first I was like, my husband's out of town. I don't know if I can get childcare, blah, 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 whatever. I made it work. I said, I'm going to bring the kids with me and I'm going to bring my nanny. And then we're going to make a whole weekend out of it and go down to my sister-in-law's in Augusta afterwards.
No, Atlanta. You said Augusta.
I'm
right,
sorry.
right. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
So we get to the hotel and we go to check in and they do not have any queen rooms. They only have king rooms.
One bed.
Because it's a convention center and everyone has those, block of rooms. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, it's a little unprofessional for me to ask my nanny to sleep in the same bed with me and my kids. So what do we do here? And it took us like 45 minutes to figure it out. And it wasn't even done when we were supposed to leave for the appearance. So I had to go up to Maney's room, Superman change, and then come back down and finish the check-in process before we left.
Getting ready for Chris Fisher, who you guys know he does afternoons and fills in sometimes here in Charlotte. And Fish is on his way. And I'm like, Lauren's not even here yet. I don't know where she is. She's coming.
Yeah.
With that, I get a phone call. Maney, we got to come up to your room. So she comes up marches upstairs with the kids.
The bags, the whole thing.
The nanny comes in. Lauren gets all dressed and ready to go. The kids are taking their shoes off, going through all my drawers and everything,
Making themselves at home.
Making themselves at home, which I love. And your son, Jax, was awesome. He gave us a little toy for me to take back to the kids, which I did. So, Tom, thank you. He must have gotten it at the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A, which was very nice of him. And then we ended up going to the event. But, of course, it's never without fail.
No.
And I took a nice walk along the river in the morning. And like I said when I started the show, we have our issues with Hurricane Helene here in the Western Carolinas. We got a ton of rain. Augusta got hit with the same storm.
But a lot of wind.
Barely any rain, all wind. Talked to the guy at the hotel. He said that they were getting sustained gusts of over 100 miles an hour between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. So there's still a ton of trees down. And you just forget and you don't realize it. Once it goes through the news, you make your donations, you clean up, you can get to work and all that stuff. But there's still a lot of remnants around from Hurricane Helene. So anyway, thanks, Augusta, for having us. It was a lot of fun. We'll definitely be back again. And to our friends here in Charlotte, you have good friends down there. And Fayetteville. We can't forget Fayetteville.
Yeah.
We're visiting you next. It's Maney and LauRen. It's the Maney and LauRen Morning Show. Some baby news for you. You ready for this one?
Sure.
Elon Musk has a 14th child.
No, he does not.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he welcomed his 14th child, son Selden. It's Musk's and Siobhan Zillis' fourth child together, as they had twins together back in November of 2021 and then a daughter in February 2024.
Ooh, they're busy.
He shared the news on X, writing that she discussed with Elon before making the announcement.
Is his plan to populate the moon? What?
I don't know. I will say that as each child comes into the world, each Musk child comes into the world, they're given literally a golden spoon to eat out of, right? I mean, they're all going to be super, super wealthy. So he has generational wealth. But anyway, it reminds me, LauRen, of the game. I guess we need to bring it back.
What's the game?
We played it over the summer.
Yeah,
it was
I do remember.
how many babies, how many baby mamas. And I don't think Elon Musk was in the lead at that point. I can't remember off the top of my head who was, but we'll have to go back and look for the game and find out how many babies, how many baby mamas. I know Eddie Murphy was on the list. Not Kanye. Oh gosh, I remember being surprised by the game.
Oh, for sure.
Right? We weren't sure, but now we know. We welcome another Musk to the crew. The Oscars were last night, Ren.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be safe to say that Wicked and The Complete Unknown were not the big winners last night.
No, I think, a lot of people expected Wicked to kind of clean up, and they only won 2 awards.
Nora was the big winner, right?
Yep. Nora was the big winner. They took home 5 awards last night. The Brutalists took home 3, including Best Actor.
Yeah, Nora got Best Picture, though. That's the big one, right?
Yes, Best Picture went to Nora.
Yeah. The show opened with Ariana Grande singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, of course, from Wicked.
Somewhere
Right about there, my wife started crying. About 10 seconds in.
I do have goosebumps listening to it.
It was good.
There's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby.
And Cynthia Erivo came out and they did a duet.
In all of us,
Defying
no
Gravity.
wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring
Wow.
I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Crushed it. Yeah.
So, you know what I thought was really interesting is, when I woke up after the Oscars and I was watching kind of all the recaps and people talking about it and everything else, I thought that performance was like end all be all.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that they thought it was flat.
What?
I know, that's what I
A
said.
bunch of Simon Cowell.
But because it's the Oscars and it's supposed to be about the cinematography and they felt like it was more Broadway. And I'm like, it's from the movie. Like, these are the two actors from the movie. And yes, it was it was stripped down, but like I still thought it was so amazing and showcased them both so well as actresses. And I was like, wow, it's a tough crowd up in here.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was great. By the way, maybe it was weird that it didn't open with Conan coming out the host and doing his jokes. But he actually did have a skit where Conan noticed Adam Sandler in the crowd, not dressed in a tux.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I have to. It's not you.
He says he's leaving.
No, it's not you. It's him. He's the one. You caused this. But I'm sorry. You are all welcome to join me for a game of 5-on-5 basketball.
He's in a hoodie and basketball shorts.
Midnight tip-off, the guy from Nostarafu. Where is he? He's on my team.
Yeah, I guess he's tall.
Chalamet!
He went over to Timothy Chalamet, a joke from the Golden Globes I kept playing. Kieran Culkin won for Best Supporting Actor and had a hilarious speech.
About a year ago, I was on a stage like this, and I very stupidly publicly said that I want a third kid from her because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. It turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. But and people came up to her and were like, really annoying her. I think it got to her. But anyway, after the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding the Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, "Oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid." And I turned to her and I said, "Really, I want 4. And she turned to me. I swear to God, this happened. It was just over a year ago. She said, "I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar."
And here we are.
That's right. And even the Drake-Kendrick Lamar feud got in on Conan's monologue.
Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't worry, I'm lawyered up. Anyway.
A really cool moment, too. We don't have time to play the audio, but he brought out some firefighters. Obviously, the LA fires, a big theme of the Oscars, as it was for so many of the other award shows. And he had them come out. And not only did they get a round of applause and a standing ovation, they also read jokes.
Oh, cool.
That Conan was too afraid to read, and it was really, really funny. You can go find a full recap where whatever you want to see and hear. It'll all be up on the radio station's website.
All right. Well, you guys are playing Can't Beat LauRen today. Is this your first time?
It is.
Let's see how you do.
Throw LauRen out of the studio, y'all.
Get out, LauRen.
All right.
There you go. That's everybody throwing you out. LauRen will go out into the hallway. She can't hear these questions. It's quiet out there. And she's going to close the door. Door's closed. We can get down. You ready? Rapper Travis Scott was part of the Elimination Chamber event this past weekend. The Rock and John Cena were both there, too. What wrestling organization put on the Elimination Chamber event in Toronto?
WWE.
And Mason, the 15-year-old son of Scott Disick, is not a father, says his Kardashian mom. Who is his mom?
Kourtney Kardashian.
This kid's cartoon about a family of pigs, Mama Pig, Daddy Pig, and a little brother George are expecting a new pig this summer. What family is that?
Peppa Pig.
And this former late-night talk show host with the nickname of Coco is getting high grades for his hosting job on the Oscars this past weekend.
Conan O'Brien.
And Everybody Loves Raymond is getting a reunion show, pretty similar to what the Friends reunion show was, reports are saying. We want to know what actor played the character Raymond.
We don't know that one.
All right, come on in, LauRen.
Good?
Yep, come on in.
Alrighty.
Allie did pretty well. She got 4 correct.
Okay.
So let's see how you do, okay?
All right.
Rapper Travis Scott was part of the Elimination Chamber wrestling event this past weekend. The Rock and John Cena were both there, too. What organization put on that event in Toronto?
WWE.
That is correct, and it is 1-1. Apparently, John Cena became a bad person over the weekend. Mason, the 15-year-old son of Scott Disick, is not a father, says his Kardashian
Not
mom.
what I hear. Naughty.
Who is she?
Kourtney Kardashian.
That
as
is
well.
right. So it's 2-2. This kid's cartoon about a family of pigs featuring Mama Pig, Daddy Pig, and little brother George are expecting a new pig this summer.
I saw that. Peppa Pig.
That's right. Peppa is also part of that show, and that's the name of the show, so it is 3-3. This former late-night talk show host with the nickname of Coco is getting high grades for hosting the Oscars on Sunday.
Conan.
4-4. Now, here's the one that she got wrong. Let's see if you get it right, Ren. Everybody Loves Raymond is getting a reunion show, very similar to what the Friends reunion show was, according to reports. Okay. What actor plays Raymond? You have any idea?
It's Ray Romano, right?
Very good. It is Ray Romano. That's right. That's the answer we were looking for there, Allie. Ray Romano. Final score, LauRen 5 and Allie 4. So, LauRen, you move on to win number 114. Great job.
Allie, you guys did great, though, especially for a first-timer.
Yeah.
You know what we want to hear before we let you go, though?
We can't be LauRen.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Saturday, we were in Augusta, Ren, after our night of the Friends Fix-Up, which we hosted.
Yes.
At the Savannah River Brewing Company. And my wife, her mom, her grandmother, and my 2 kids were making a day trip to go to the Riverbank Zoo in Columbia. And I thought to myself, it's such a beautiful day on Saturday. It'd be stupid for me to blow right through Columbia and not stop off and join them at the zoo.
Agreed.
The problem is, though, is I didn't think that way when I packed. So when I packed, I wore the same thing I wore to work on Friday morning to Augusta. By the way, I took the station Suburban down.
Yeah.
So I apologize to anyone driving on 26 or 20. If you were cut off by the Kiss 95.1 Suburban, I had
Maney.
I had to go to the bathroom. Bad.
Mm-hmm. Lies.
But no, I realized too, like, it sucks. If you drive a company car that's got your logos all over it, man, you can't be driving crazy or acting up.
You better be on your best behavior.
People, like,
they know
honestly,
exactly who to call.
Like, I thought about that. Like, let's say, like, you were in a national or like a regional plumbing company or like an HVAC company, and your truck that you're driving has the logo and the name of the company all over it. If somebody saw you cut somebody off or you were driving like an A, like, people would be like, not only is that guy a jerk, but I'm never using that company again.
100%.
Right? I thought of that. So anyway, I drove very carefully in the Suburban. I wasn't prepared to go to the zoo. I wore one outfit on Friday, and then I had an outfit planned for the event on Friday night. And then Saturday, I had sweatpants, a T-shirt I slept in, and a sweatshirt. Problem was that it was 78 degrees. And at the zoo in the sun all day, I can't be wearing that. It'd be way too hot.
So what did you do? Tell me you bought a zoo shirt.
Believe me, I wanted to. I went to Target.
Okay.
So I walk into Target in a T-shirt, sweatpants, and a hat. And I go to the men's area, and I find myself a new T-shirt, some nicer shorts. I take them into the dressing room. I derobe, and I look in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, this outfit's pretty good. And I'm wearing it now.
You wore it out of the store?
Where else was I going to change?
You can't wear it out of the store. You can buy it and then take it to the bathroom and change into it, or change in your car.
The dressing room is a perfect spot for me to change into the outfit that I'm going to wear to the zoo for the day. So I take all the tags off of it. I take the little sticker that's on the back that people forget, and you walk around with an L all day. And I take it up to the front. I go to self-checkout, and the 2 tags from the shirt and the shorts, I just scan. And I put them down, and the woman said, those clothes didn't have any tags on them. I said, no.
You mean the tags didn't have any clothes on them?
Yeah, I said, no. Yeah, she said, right. And I said, no. I had to take the tags off because I'm wearing the outfit out of here. She's like, oh, okay. I said, but I'm paying for it. It would be no different than me swiping the clothes with the tags on it.
Not really.
I paid for it.
I know you did, and you are a law-abiding citizen, but it would be so easy for somebody to wear something out, snag another tag, and then just scan that, like a cheaper outfit.
Oh, my God. I mean, I never thought of that. Do people do that?
They get confused at the checkout.
They get confused at the checkout, and they're like, oh, you know what? This isn't for the $2 shirt.
Right.
This is No, I mean, I literally took the tags off. I took everything off in the dressing room because I'm like, this is the best spot for me to get dressed.
Yeah,
the
I personally would have probably purchased it and then gone to the bathroom in the front of the store and changed into it and left.
Who else out there had to have an emergency outfit changing? You went into the store wearing one thing and you came out wearing something entirely different. What were your circumstances? 704-570-9595. Can we find anyone else out there, Lauren? Can we find one other person who said that they had an emergency, walked into the store, went to the fitting room like I did, or the bathroom, undressed, kept all their clothes, and wore the new clothes out? You think? I don't think it's that big of a deal. I paid for everything.
Okay.
It was a little weird, though, I will say. It was a little weird to wear the clothes that I just put on my body.
Now that I'm thinking about this, I might have a similar story.
Oh, okay. I had to walk in to Target, and I got undressed with the clothes that I had, which were kind of winter and warm, and I needed to wear something more summery to go to the Riverbank Zoo in Columbia to meet my family. So I put the T-shirt on that I bought at Target. I put the shorts on that I bought at Target, and there was not a better place for me to change than right there because I'm wearing it anyway. I'm buying it. I took the tags off, went to the self-checkout, scanned the tags, and the woman saw me scanning the tags not with the clothes not attached to them, and she was like, "Oh, did those clothes not have tags?" I was like, "No, girl, I'm wearing this." Like I had to change into it. Emergency changing is what we're talking about.
It's invisible clothes.
Hi, Billy.
Billy,
Billy, are you there?
okay.
Billy was on hold. He's not there now. Let's see. Aish, hi. Aish, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi. Did you go to the store and have to wear the clothes that you wore in out?
No, I have never done that, but yeah, I think I was just talking to you.
No, you were talking to Big Al, I think, off the air. He screens our calls for us this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you're
Okay,
on
so
the
you're-
radio now. Tell Loren and
Yeah,
I.
your husband likes to do this. What is it?
Yeah, it's actually my husband who does that every time. Whenever he goes to the store, he finds a shoe or he finds a T-shirt. He just takes the tag off and he just wears them. Sometimes he does like in the dressing room, or he just wears the shoes right there, and he takes just the tag or the shoe box to the checkout, and the person is like, "Where's the product? I just see only the tag."
The product's on. I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
And as long
Yeah,
as
he
you
says
pay
that.
for it, Aish, I think you're okay.
I
Thanks
mean,
for
what
calling.
did you do with your old clothes, though? You had to be taking your old clothes out, too.
I did. I
Yeah.
had them in my arm. I carried them out. It was just the opposite. Instead of carrying out the new clothes, I carried out the old clothes. Hi, Tasha.
Hi.
Why'd you have to wear something out of the store that you didn't wear in?
See, I have a legit reason. So I was driving from work. It was like an hour and a 20-minute drive one way. And I had a spout of diarrhea. So I had to run into the store. I had to kind of walk funny, go get underwear. And you know how underwear comes like 5 in a pack or whatever.
Yeah.
So I had to go in there and change, and I came out with one missing out of the pack.
Okay.
I had no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had no choice.
It was
You
an
had no choice.
emergency.
That's okay for you.
Thanks, Tasha. One more. Brian, what's up?
Nothing. So Maney and LauRen, I've got to say, first of all, my wife Beatrice, kids Chase, Braden, Brinley, and Caleb absolutely love your show.
I love you guys. I'm
Aw.
safe. I'm his oldest son, and I love you guys.
Oh, we love you.
So anyway, I was at work. It was my first year at work. I went, I sat down, I was comfortable, and all of a sudden my pants went right in the middle.
Oh.
So grabbed a stapler off the desk, stapled them real quick, and ran right to the store.
And then you go to the dressing room, you do what I did, you change your clothes, and you walk out with the new clothes.
That is correct. Yep, I dumped them right off on the way out.
Can I ask, did your pants split in the back?
Yes.
How do you staple that without hurting yourself?
Fair question.
Okay. Very carefully. I had to go to the restroom, but yeah, my pants split. And then there were a couple people that saw, but thank God it was the younger folks that I was friends with, but I didn't live it down for a while.
Oh, that's funny.
I love it. I love it. All right. We appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks so much for listening, you guys, okay?
You guys.
You got it. Someone says, when I worked at Target, I had a monthly accident, and I had to get new pants and underwear and change in the fitting room. So I had to scan the tags exactly like Maney. No issues.
Okay.
So I did the right thing, Lauren. It's not like I didn't pay.
The Florida Man Games. They were a huge success their first year, so they ran it back and did it again.
I love it. I love it. I kind of remember, but I forget specifically what the games were. Wasn't it like lawnmower races?
Yeah.
Driving the lawnmower on the street?
Kind of. So I don't know if they've changed them this year, but I have a few to highlight. Now,
Okay.
The Florida Man Games went down in St. Augustine, Florida.
Is that the capital? Isn't that the capital? What's the
No,
capital?
Tallahassee is the capital.
Oh,
St.
man.
Augustine is the oldest city.
Okay. My second guess for capital would have been Sarasota, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Anyway, one of the games was the evading arrest obstacle.
Yes.
You had to escape from handcuffs, throw an alligator through a drive-through window, steal a Cadillac converter, all while being chased by the police.
I love that they're making fun of themselves.
Yeah. There was also the pole noodle mud duel, which was a joust, American Gladiator style, but in a baby pool. The Florida sumo cage match and beer chug, which included fighting somebody while holding a pitcher of beer that you're trying not to spill. And
the Florida Man Games.
And the Hurricane Prep grocery aisle brawl. It's like a medieval joust, but with shopping carts. And if nobody falls, then you just fight each other for hurricane supplies. This is hilarious.
It is so funny. How many events in all did you just give us? Like 4?
I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
I see another one on here that was the human beer pong, but I'm not sure
Human
how
beer
many there
pong.
were in all.
All right. Any word on who the winner was?
I do not have a
No.
name of a winner. Doesn't everybody lose in this game?
Lauren, people are saying that Pensacola is the capital of Florida.
No,
Are
I
we
think
Googling
it's Tallahassee. I'm decently sure it's Tallahassee.
Big Al, what's the capital of Florida? Do you know? You're good at smart things.
It's Tallahassee.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was chosen as the capital
Yeah.
in 1824.
Okay. I didn't miss anything.
Lauren was 2. Well, that's funny. Big Al, you know what the capital of North Carolina is? Do you know what the capital of South Carolina is? Georgia? Wait, isn't Georgia Athens?
Yeah, Georgia might not be Atlanta.
We are. We are, dude. Hold on.
Let's just do state capitals. This is a fun game.
Oh, it is Atlanta. You're right. I thought maybe it was Athens. Do you know the capital of New Jersey, where I grew up? Trenton.
That's a hard one.
New York State. No. Albany.
Yeah.
That's it. I think I lived in the capital. I lived in Sacramento, the capital of California. And I lived there in the good years when Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor. It was crazy.
Was it really?
He literally said he was going to terminate the budget, and people voted for him because of that. Not only that, the other thing that was very weird was that they had just, when I moved to California, elected a guy named Gray Davis as governor. And after living in California for like 4 or 5 months, I'd go to the grocery store, and people would come up to me with a clipboard, and they would say, "We are trying to recall the governor. Would you like to sign up for it?" I go, "I don't know. I don't know enough about the politics here. I just got here." The more I learned is that they elected him, and then if there was enough signatures,
they could throw him out.
You could throw him out. So then we didn't have a governor in California, so everybody started running for governor, including Arnold, the comedian Gallagher who smashed fruit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think Gary Coleman, who played Arnold on
Everybody.
Different Strokes,
Yeah.
a porn star. They all ran for governor. So
It
because
was the first like political election.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then just real quick, because it was all these crazy characters, we would get them on the air, on the radio. The problem is that when it comes to politics, you have to give equal time. So if you talk to Arnold Schwarzenegger for 45 minutes, which you can easily do, we talked to him for like 30 minutes. Well, then the porn star wants to come in and get her 30 minutes
And you
because
have
it's
to give
equal
it.
time and
Yep.
you have to give it. So after we did Arnold and the porn star, we stopped. No more. By the way, the porn star was equally as interesting as Arnold, too,
I'm
by the way.
sure.
I can't remember her name, though, what her name was. But, man, that was a crazy time. When you're 50 like me, Big Al, you live a life and a half, you know? All right, that's the cue to call. We got tickets to go check out KNOX. How about that? KNOX is coming to the Underground on May 8th, and you can win a pair of tickets right now to go see KNOX. We're going to play a couple commercials, some songs, and we'll come back and we'll play the game with you. Well, let's play the Florida Man game.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
I thought you were going to go for states and capitals at that point. Okay. A little too boring. I gotcha.
And
Yeah,
I
a
don't
Florida
really-
Man game is always better.
I don't really know those, but we'll give you the crime, and you tell us whether or not it was really committed by a Florida man or we made it up. It's the Maney LauRen Morning Show. Got tickets to go see KNOX all week long. KNOX is coming to the Underground on May 8th, and you can win your way in. Lauren, it is time for the official Maney and LauRen Morning Show game of the day. And
Yes.
in honor of the Florida Man Games, which were held in February in Florida on February 24th, the second annual Florida Man Games, we figured we would play a Did a Florida Man Do It game.
Love that.
This is our caller number 9. Her name is Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hi.
Florida's such a great state. They give us so much, don't they?
So much. Sunshine, great headlines.
Disney.
Beaches. And
So-
of course, the Florida Man.
So we're going to give you a story, and they'll all start with a Florida man, okay? And then you got to decide whether it's a real story or it's one that we made up. Okay?
Yes.
All right, here's question number 1. A Florida man robbed a convenience store of money, cigarettes, and lottery tickets and was arrested when he tried to claim $50 for winning a lottery ticket in the place he had just stolen it from. Is that true or false?
True.
Yeah, it sounds true, right?
Sounds about right.
It's not, though. We made that
Really?
one up.
Not wild enough for Florida.
Now, if the man had thrown an alligator at the guy,
Right.
that would have been more of a true story in Florida. All right, 0 for 1. Let's see how you do on this one. A Florida man named Shaft Bang was arrested for dealing drugs. Police found cocaine in his shoe, and then authorities later found some meth hidden in his bum. True or false?
True.
I think that's a good guess, Heather. That's right. Deputies said they were in the process of booking Shaft Bang when they
Shaft
located
Bang.
4 white crystal rocks inside his bum during a strip
Okay.
search.
All right.
All right, how about this one? Is
Yeah,
this?
the name was throwing me off. I was thinking like that couldn't have been a real name.
Yeah,
It is in Florida.
it's a pretty cool name. Yeah, Shaft Bang is no big deal in Florida.
No.
Yeah, a Florida man has threatened to sue an artist whose invisible sculpture sold for $18,000. He says he had the idea for an invisible statue first. Is that a true story or one that we made up? An invisible sculpture had sold for $18,000. Where? In Florida. No, Heather, it is true. The Florida man says he made the invisible sculpture in 2016.
Oh my gosh, my fellow state folk are just so dumb.
He said that he installed his own invisible sculpture in an outdoor event space. He said that even though nothing was erected over the 5 days, a team of workers finally moved his blocks of air. So he's suing.
Sure.
All right, let's see how you do here. A Florida man was arrested for shoplifting after trying to walk out of a large home improvement store carrying a bathtub. True or false?
Can you carry a bathtub?
Oh, they can't carry a bathtub.
That is false. That's right. There you go. And lastly, we'll see if we can get you to 3. a Florida man refused to offer up his $900,000 small, tiny two-bedroom home that will soon be surrounded by a massive commercial development of stores, restaurants, and homes, and a giant luxury hotel. Is that true or false? Would a Florida man be dumb enough to leave $900,000 on the table for a little two-bedroom home? I picture the Thirsty Beaver right now, LauRen, that little bar that's surrounded by big hotels and big buildings.
I would say yes.
It is true. That's right. The man's father, who bought the home for a mere $15,000, died in 2005. Then last year, he lost his mom, and he said he is not, quote, selling his family treasure for any amount of money. I think Dad'd slap you about the head if he told you to pick up that $900,000 and run with it. Anyway, good job, Heather. You are the winner of Did a Florida Man Do It game. So, LauRen, you said this morning after our stop in Augusta on Saturday, when we left Augusta, I went to the zoo in Columbia, to the Riverbank Zoo, but you were on your way to Atlanta, but you made a pit stop on the way for your au pair.
Yeah, we went to Covington, Georgia on our way from Augusta to Atlanta. And apparently there's like a ton of things that have been filmed there. And my nanny really wanted to go and see some of the places that they filmed at. So we stopped, and the square is so little and so quaint and so cute, but it's like everything is right there, right? And then there's a couple like of the Georgia mansions on the outskirts. I mean, it's like a 4-minute drive in any direction.
Yeah.
And if you blink, you miss the whole town.
What else was filmed there? Anything? Like, is it a quaint town where like they shoot some other things?
Yeah, so she wanted to go because the Vampire Diaries had shot there, but Sweet Magnolias shot there in 2020. Legacies, the Dukes of Hazzard also shot there. I'll Fly Away, Savannah. I mean, it has quite a history on IMDb, but it was cute. It was
Interesting.
adorable.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So how long did you stay
I'll
for?
post some pictures. We were only there like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Long
Did she
enough-
recognize things? Your au pair recognized things that were shot?
Yes. She ran around and took all our pictures. And then she came back and she's like, will you take a picture of me here? So, I would do that. But while she was running around kind of checking out the little town, I took the boys to go get ice cream. And then we drove a little bit and saw a couple of the houses on our way out.
Okay. I'm trying to think of places where I've been. And that's the question we have for you guys this morning. We're wondering, like, have you done this also? Have you visited the spot where something was filmed, like something you were really into, and it was a big deal for you to go visit that spot where the filming happened? 704-570-9595. Even though obviously like no film crew is there or anything, they're all gone. But you're like, oh my God, this is the spot. This is the location. Like I think, didn't they film The Last of the Mohicans up at Chimney Rock? I think I heard that a lot of the waterfall coming down from Chimney Rock was used in The Last of the Mohicans.
I mean,
Hunger Games was filmed out in the Eastern Carolinas.
Mm-hmm.
So is the popular Outer Banks.
Dirty Dancing was filmed in North Carolina.
Lake Lure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the building. One of the buildings where they have the dance off is right there in Lake Lure. You're right, but like that, I don't know. The one that I kind of thought was funny was when I was living in Tucson. I worked in Arizona. I went to the Biodome where Stephen Baldwin and Pauly Shore filmed that movie Biodome.
Yeah.
Where you live inside this dome. It actually is there. There's an actual biodome.
Well, everyone goes to New York and takes pictures on the stoop from Sex and the City.
To the point where
Carrie's house where they had to like rope it off and say like, you can't take pictures here anymore.
You're right. The homeowner has it roped off. Yeah. Oh, that's another cool question too. Like, do you live near a spot where something was shot? Like a movie was filmed or a TV show was filmed and now people like are always driving by. Like Tony Soprano's house in New Jersey in the suburbs where all the exteriors were shot. That house was actually there and people would drive through all the time to the point where they had to have police help get cars in and out during like the highlights of the show.
The Home Alone house.
Yeah.
There's so many like iconic places.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go to see where they filmed your favorite movie or TV shows? So we're talking about how LauRen made a stop on her way from Augusta to Atlanta to go see her sister-in-law.
Yeah, we stopped in Covington to see where some of the Vampire Diaries were filmed.
Among other things. Some other shows were filmed there as well, including like the old Dukes of Hazzard. So we're wondering, where did you go and what did you see? Like, locations are cool, right? Like, it's cool to see where a movie or TV show is filmed. And then even though the cast and crew and everybody are gone, the location remains the same. There's something kind of cool about that. Someone says, I saw the house from Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, geez.
I went to Croatia 2 summers ago, and I got to see some of the scenes of Game of Thrones that were being filmed there.
I heard that's a really cool place to go.
Let's see. Buffalo Bill's Silence of the Lambs house is in PA. Now you can actually rent to stay there.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I would never.
A lot of people are saying Hunger Games was filmed, obviously, around Charlotte. I thought a lot of it was filmed out towards Eastern Carolina, but people say that there was a Phillips Morris plant in Concord, North Carolina, and scenes for the Hunger Games were filmed there for the training scenes. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of the Hunger Games, this is Valerie. Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
What'd you see? Like, what location did you go to?
So it's called Henry River Mill Village, and it's in Hildebrand/Hickory, North Carolina. Me and my kids drive by there almost every day to go to baseball practice, and I also did a tour there. Now that is where District 11 was filmed. So the Peter's Bakery is there, and Katniss's house is there as well. And it's awesome to do tours. So promote it right now. Go there.
I wonder if they do tours because, like, when we went to Covington, you could rent golf carts or you could hire like a golf cart tour and go, zip around on those
by yourself without anybody telling you like what you're looking.
You could do it either way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You could do the TMZ tour out in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Katrina, hi.
Hey there.
You guys traveled far, you and your husband. You went to Iceland.
Well, we planned a trip to Iceland, and there were certain things that we wanted to do and see, and then my husband realized, a couple of scenes from a Marvel movie were filmed there, and the TV show Vikings, which we both enjoy. So the black sand beaches, because of the volcanoes, and just areas that are all black, were used for one of the planets in a Thor movie.
Okay.
It just looks desolate. And it was really cool to see in person. It was just such a beautiful
And then
area.
you watch the movie, and you're like, oh, my gosh, we were there.
Yeah.
It exists.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cool. Imagine being a location scout. Thanks, Katrina.
That's what I said. I was like, imagine driving through this quaint little town, and then you're like, this is it. This is perfect.
Somebody said parts of Dirty Dancing were filmed in Virginia, don't forget. And I went to a wedding at a hotel, so we took photos on the steps that go down where baby stood, and we took photos in the room in the main hotel. It was really, really cool. The Color Purple, that house is in Wadesboro, and Jay's Cole's house in Fayetteville. Someone said, when I was a teenager, I lived in Salem, Massachusetts, on the same street where they filmed Hocus Pocus, the famous movie.
That's cool.
Movies, TV shows. Lots of Talladega Nights was filmed in Gastonia. College in Wilmington, while Dawson's Creek and One Tree Hill were being filmed.
Yep.
Also in Hawaii, I took the Jeep tour, and they showed you where parts of Jumanji and Jurassic Park were filmed.
Yeah, they do. That's fun.
I had I was a freshman in college in 1993, and there was a guy who was a senior in college, and he was very, very cool. He worked at the radio station, and he was a production intern. Somehow his dad knew Spielberg. Very wealthy kid. Nice guy, though. Super grounded. And he was filming with the Jurassic Park crew in Hawaii, in Kauai, when a huge hurricane came through, like a Category 5 hurricane.
Yeah.
And it came through and, like, tore through Hawaii. And he remembers the winds were so strong, he was leaning up against the walls. The whole crew was in a convention room in Hawaii. Spielberg made sure everybody from the cast was safe. They couldn't get out quick enough.
Right.
The hurricane bared down on him while they were filming. And he said the walls were literally pushing. Like the winds were so strong, the chandeliers inside
were moving.
They lost power, though. He said there's no better group of people who are needed during a hurricane than a film crew. Think about it. Craft services had all the food.
Yeah.
The electricians were able to get generators going to give the hotel some power.
That is true.
Carpenters were able to put wood up on windows.
And probably cut things down and yeah.
Yeah. And my buddy was telling me they had to cut their way out, and they did. They cleared the runway so that planes could come in and out, and they left. And then he told me ultimately, which was kind of weird, was that a lot of the locals got mad at Spielberg because the whole crew kind of came, cleared roads out for themselves, cleared things out so they can get out, and then they left. My buddy says what you don't ever hear is how much money Spielberg donated to the cause, and that they left all their equipment behind,
So that they
chainsaws,
could use, yeah.
and everybody could use everything. He said, we all just loaded a plane and left everything behind. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The other thing that's funny about filming is when The Sopranos was hot, LauRen, in like the end of the 90s, early 2000s, they shot a lot of episodes up near where I lived in northern New Jersey. And I remember my mom telling me one day, she said, I have a funny story for you. Somebody came to our house with a big bright orange permit, and it said HBO filming location. And she knocked on our door and asked if we would have any, if we would be opposed if HBO was going to film a popular TV show that took place in northern New Jersey. Couldn't say the name of the show. And my mom said, no, absolutely not. She said, we might be shooting some of the exteriors here. There could be some crew on the set and everything. Well, the one neighbor down the street was super conservative and religious, and they wanted to use the exterior of her home specifically. It's a very contemporary-looking home, modern-looking home in the early 2000s, and they liked the inside. So they wanted to come in, but she didn't believe them. Their sons are huge fans of The Sopranos. My mom's like, they wouldn't let them in, and the people ended up leaving, and they ended up shooting like 5 towns over, but the sons were all mad. They're like, Mom, we could have had the whole cast and crew here.
That's cool.
And we joked about how it'd be funny, like, because she is so conservative, if like Tony like is using that place to like hook up and having an affair on the countertop.
Like, no, you can't do that here. No. Hey, it's LauRen from the Maney LauRen Morning Show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video. And if you love podcasts, we have our full show podcast and the Wrap Party podcast.